home opener. Just talk about the energy you guys had out there, come and knock off a unbeaten Knicks team.
Oh man, it was great energy. The atmosphere was amazing. Fans came out, showed a lot of love. We went out there, we handled business.
And just talk about it was a total team effort. Just everybody seemed like they wanted to really knock these New Yorkers off and take it back to NY with an L.
Yeah, everyone that set foot in the court, gave it their all on both sides of the floor. And, even the guys that didn't get in showed a lot of energy on the bench. That helped lift everybody up. Because a lot of ups and downs in the game. Even in the fourth, we were up big. They came back and, our bench and everyone was there, the fans, pushed us over there to get over the top.
We know Norman was going to be a force, but, to come in his home opener and drop 29, how impressed were you with his performance tonight?
Man, he's been amazing, from preseason to now, just showing the world what he's capable of, and been dominating every night, and, all his teammates, we expect that from him all the time because, he's a special talent.
To have your second straight win, 4 guys in double-digit scoring, what is it about this team that's allowing you to gel so early on this season?
We had a great training camp, building that chemistry up and just working hard. We're all in great shape, and we all have that main goal. No one has no egos on this team. We're all just here to play together and try to do something special this year.
Andrew, I'm sorry if this was asked before, but how satisfying was it to make the three to end the rally and realize this ain't going to happen from 18 up?
Oh man, big shot. Definitely, was a way to, settle the atmosphere around, the Knicks coming back. They're a good team. We had, like you said, we were up big. They pushed the lead back down. But, it was a hard-fought game, and we came out with a W.
The pace has always kind of been like the talking point of the summer, and then of course the preseason training camp. I know it's only 3 games, but is it sort of satisfying to see the results like this, even though again it's only 3 games?
For sure. For sure. We worked so hard in training camp. It was a very tough training camp, and it prepared us for these games. We feel like we're in better shape than anybody, and we're just gonna keep pushing the ball, keep playing fast.
How do you prepare to keep up this momentum for Tuesday?
Just keep it going, keep it going, watch some film and see what we need to work on. And like I said, just keep doing the same thing we're doing now.
Thank you. Man, that's something I haven't even thought about. We're too early in the season for all that. We're just here, having fun as a team. I just, in the second unit, I just try to be that guy, be that leader. I've been here for, my 3rd year, so just try to lead these guys in the second unit. And bring it every time. I always tell them we're either going to be the spark or we're going to be the gas on the fire of the team. So we got to get it sparked up. We're going to do that. We got to put gas on the fire that the guys already got. We're going to do that as well. So that's kind of the motto I give to the guys.
We saw the versatility today. You were power forward initially. I think when Khalil went out, you were point guard when Davion got in foul trouble. What's it like to be able to help in a variety of roles?
It's great. It's just whatever I can do to help the team win. It's really what I'm all about, whether it's getting downhill, attacking the basket, whether it's facilitating, whether it's getting rebounds and playing defense, just really anything I can do to help the team win.
Speaking of bringing it seemed like you were a little turned to on some of those buckets. You had to flex on them a little bit as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring that fire to this team. We got a lot of guys, really quiet group of guys. I'd say I am so myself, but, sometimes you got to bring that energy, get the guys going, and, I'm taking pride in doing that this year.
In that second unit, you have the ball in your hands quite a bit, playing as a point guard. How much has that kind of helped take out take that downhill aspect of your game and emphasize that?
I just give credit to the style of play that we're playing. We're moving, we're getting downhill, everybody's finding the flow and the rhythm, and it's really easy for me to get in those gaps and make a play.
You spoke about the work that you put in this offseason, and it seems to be paid off. But how much is the fast style of the pace sort of helping you get to your strengths?
Like I said, getting downhill. We got a lot of guys cutting, moving, creates a lot of space and a lot of opportunity for myself to get into the paint and make a play. So really, just style has just been it's been a lot of fun, and that's the most important thing. We're having a good time.
I know it's only 3 games, but how satisfying is to see that the results are paying off from the whole training camp and preseason to do this pace?
It's very satisfying. I think we're all happy. I think we've all deserved this. We put in a lot of work as a team, every single day, grinding away at this new offense and defense that we're putting in, and it's great to see these results pay off.
Moving on to Tuesday, how do you guys keep up this momentum and just keep the energy high?
We like winning. I think it's that simple. This locker room likes to win. The vibes are good, and we want to keep that rolling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Start to finish for you guys, and you guys were able to, stop any Knicks rally late that you were able to do?
Yeah, I mean, man, that second unit, I think it was the third quarter when they was pulling away. I mean, they came out with a lot of energy. They kind of started the run for us, and the starters came back in and tried to hold them.
Was that like a goal? Maybe say like Brunson get his and stop everything else. 'Cause it seems like that's what you guys did tonight.
Yeah, I mean, like he's a tough cover for sure. He has the ball in his hands a lot. His usage rate is crazy, so we expect him to make tough shots. I mean, I think the good thing about when you have a guy like that that's scoring a lot of points, a lot of people don't have a lot of rhythm to the game, so a lot of shots don't fall for other people because they don't have the rhythm to the game. So, I mean, I think that's we say if you get yours and try to slow everybody else down, we'll take the win.
To gel so early on this season, what is it about this group that's allowing you guys to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just together. I mean, you can see in the huddles, every time we foul, we're in there together talking about the same situation. I think the leadership, especially for Bam, he's kind of just bringing us together, and I feel like when we're out there, we feel like a together unit.
Davion, I know it's only been 3 games, but the talk of the whole offseason and then the training camp preseason was that pace and working on this. Is it sort of satisfying to see that through 3 games it's been working, even with the small sample size?
Yeah, for sure. You see everyone getting touches. We get into the paint. We just making the right play. I mean, I think we're not making the game harder. We're making the game easy, making the right play, swinging the ball, and living with the results.
How about your locker mate here going off for 29 in the home opener?
Yeah, I mean, he's different. I actually hated Gardner when I used to play again. He used to always draw fouls on me. I used to always be in foul trouble like I was today. But, I mean, he's a tough cover. He can shoot the ball, but he's also a guy that he dishes the ball and get to the paint. He make plays, so he's harder to guard, especially when we play the offense like we play.
Appreciate you both. Thank you.
I just like we kept fighting through, man. Like that's a fun Miami Heat win. It's 1 or 2 points, and then you break it open until it gets about 15, then they push it back to like 8, and then it's a nail biter for like the last 4 minutes. And we've seen in the past how those can go towards us. But having that resilience, that bounce back to obviously keep chipping forward. I don't think we ran a play today. And those are the type of wins that you enjoy because, like I said, you don't run a play, and you're still out there getting 115.
And how much fun are you having watching the second unit right now, and just kind of what's standing out to you about the way they're playing and gelling?
I mean, we got a great group. Guys don't make me regret saying that. We got a great group, man, and we all bought into the system, and you see it. Everybody's involved. You don't know who's going to shoot the ball or who's going to catch and go, and that's how we like it. That's how we want to play. We want to play where there's all 5 guys feel involved and they're active.
We can see what's happening with Jaime, him bringing the ball up the court, shooters around him, it's working well. But when behind the scenes, when we can't see things, does anything strike you different about him this year?
I mean, he's in a great mental health space, and I feel like that's a lot of us this year. We're in a great space mentally, and you see it. We got a new addition in Norm, Simo, and we kind of building off that, and the vibes are high right now. So keep riding this wave.
Obviously, the talk has always been about the pace throughout the offseason and then the training camp. What's the balance like of being satisfied with the results thus far, but it being sort of a small sample size with 3 games?
We're not satisfied. We still want to keep this pace up throughout the whole season. It's not just the first 5 to 10 games. We want to do this the whole season because when you build it as a habit and then you get into the next stage of the season, that's when it really matters. That's when people tend to slow down, and for us, we want to keep that pace. So when we get in the playoffs, it's kind of like everybody's trying to play half-court offense, and we're getting the ball off the rim and we're running. And like I said, you feel alive because everybody feels involved.
being somebody that's had good chemistry with some of the specialists and shooters just in the past, just what makes Simone different and just what stands out about, I guess, the chemistry you feel growing there?
He wants to learn how to get involved. You know, he wants to be a part of this. And, you know, the biggest thing about it, we're running less pick and rolls, less DHOs, so it's more drive and kick, get into space, attack. And like I said, everybody's getting their piece of the pie.
To be candid, Norm, there might have been concerns after the preseason, and that there's a competitive game in Orlando, blowout win in Memphis, and then sort of the grittiness of what you accomplished tonight. Is this start of the season what you still saw as possible, and just your thoughts on week one of your Heat career?
Yeah, I mean, I think our mentality, our focus, our internal belief within the organization and the team obviously is going to be more positive and higher expectations than the media would like to put on us. But we weren't worried about the preseason. You know, Coach, we want to win. You know, he kept saying that after every game, but we're working on something. You know, and as long as we're making strides and pushing towards the goal and how he sees this team being later down the line in the season, that's what we're looking at. You know, there's no moral victories. But we like the progression and what we saw in the preseason, working on this new offense, working on the defensive end of the ball, and the identity of what we had wanted to have at the start of the season.
I know the transition opportunities were still there, but there were times when the Knicks seemed to take away your first or second option on offense. I'm curious what you thought of how the offense kind of maintained tempo when you were cycling through like the third and fourth layers.
Yeah, you know, going up against a team like the Knicks, and I mean, a lot of teams that we're facing, you know, they're a great defensive team, they're a physical team, they're a long team, they're an active team. So we knew that, you know, we were going to have to move them around, get some stops, play in the transition, and move the ball, play them and have them playing in closeouts. I thought we did a good job of that. You know, even when they went on little runs and spurts where the offense got stagnant, we were able to make hustle plays, key plays to keep the momentum going in our favor. But, you know, like I said, the way the offense is progressing and progressing and making plays in terms of cutting, moving without the ball is key for us. And it's really hard to scout because we really only ran a few plays throughout the course of the game. A lot of it is just open offense, moving, taking what the defense is giving us. But the trust in everybody that when they get the ball, they're going to make the right play based off the body movement is key.
Norm, even while playing with pace and emphasizing the offense, the defense has been really strong to start the season. What have you kind of noticed about the way you guys are defending and what's working on that end of the court?
I think the biggest thing that we're doing is securing the ball on the rebounds. I thought in preseason we talked about it. If we shored up our completing the defensive possessions with rebounds and limit them to second chance opportunities, our defense would have been, I think, top 5, top 3 in preseason. But we're giving up a lot of rebounds. But I thought we did a great job, especially in these last 2 games, putting the emphasis on limiting them to one shot, boxing out, going to get the ball. A few times, you know, it's let up. They play hard. They got guys that crash. But throughout the full 48-minute games, everybody's talking about securing the ball after playing great defense, and we were able to do that again tonight.
You've always been really decisive when it comes to your shot selection. You move very quickly, and you know exactly what you want to do. Do you feel this offense kind of empowers you in that sense to be able to just move quickly and take your shots when you see them?
Yeah, definitely. I said it before, like this pace, and even when I was playing against the Heat, they try to play faster, especially like early on in my career. I always had a great game against them because it's my style of play, getting up and down the floor, attacking the rim, looking for opportunities for catch and shoots in transition in the flow of the game. But, you know, I just read and take what the defense is giving me. You know, I've worked really hard on my game to be a 3-level scorer, 3-level threat where they got to focus on me when they're scrambling around and stuff on defense. And this play style, this up-tempo play style plays directly into my strengths. And I was just taking what the defense is giving, reading the second level and third level of the defenders, helping and making the right play.
Looking at Jaime and this on-ball roll off the bench, just how important has he been kind of getting 2 feet in the paint, decision making, scoring, all of that? Just how
Super important, man. He's been playing great. He's making the right reads when he gets in there, knowing when to be aggressive and get his shot off, and then knowing his post work, his mid range game is so elite and effective. When he gets down there, they're swarming on him and allowing him to make the kick out pass. Now we're into our offensive swing. Once we hit the paint. But he's being steady, getting in there, taking his time, and making his reads is big time for that second unit, especially when he gets in there and he's kicking the ball out. Now Drew and Simone and Nick can play without the ball, move around, and get their catch and shoots and catch and drive. So it's big time what he's been doing.
Norman, people always kind of wonder about the comfort level for any newcomer in their first season with this team, and it just kind of seems like that you're kind of at the highest level. I mean, could you talk about the comfort level maybe now compared to where it was maybe a game or two ago?
I feel like I've been comfortable since day one. I'm very low maintenance, super low maintenance. I work really hard on my game, and I feel like honestly what makes the transition so easy with any of my trades to new teams and things like that is just I've been in every single role. So being prepared and knowing, and I'm a student of the game. I watch, I study, I watch opposing teams. I watch this team a lot. When I wasn't even on the team, I love the game of basketball. So being a student of the game and just picking my spots, like I said, I work really hard, and so the game becomes easy when you're anticipating, what the opposing team is going to do and how they're going to guard you and where your spots are going to be.
Coach, New York obviously tried early to clog those driving lanes and really stop that fast pace, but kind of overcame that. Can you just kind of talk about what you like from today, especially getting that quality win today?
I mean, there was a competitive spirit, from our guys. We saw that obviously in the Orlando game, and guys are fully committing to that collective competitive edge, and it wasn't like a great game on our part, but that competitive spirit, you can do a lot of things, with that. You can get a lot of belief, from that. You can weather, some storms, and we were able to, when we were able to rebound, we were able to get out in the open court. We still need to do a better job, on the glass, but these are lessons that are much better when you come off a win, and I respect that commitment from the locker room right now.
You spoke in the last two times we've spoken to you about the bench and how you want to change the energy of the game, and tonight they did it again. It felt like, what have you liked about just those lineups, how they're playing together?
I mean, it's a really gritty group, so it's a competitive group, and where you think you may have advantages if you're the other team, they make up for it with their activity and their toughness. They have a belief and a spirit about them that is great. And then offensively, wow, I mean, they really play a collective game. The ball moves, they cut, they move great without the ball, they find open players. It's really a fun group to watch, and that's 2 games in a row where they really impacted the game. There was 1 or 2 games in the preseason where they really struggled, and they owned it, and the starters pumped them with a bunch of confidence, and then there was like a couple games in the preseason where they were just explosive, and you could see the possibilities. So we want to just feed that group as much confidence as possible. I want them just to be slightly to heavily unreasonable. It's been a great boost for us.
It was almost from start for finish. We saw the versatility of Norm's game. Comes out, hits the first 2 threes to get going, then just works his way to the foul line, getting them in foul trouble also. Can you speak to the versatility of offense, that it's so many things with Norm, and you can't just focus one way?
Yeah, he's a crafty veteran, skilled offensive talent. And that is a very good defensive team. So if you're just trying to run normal actions, they've got great wing defenders. They blow up screens. They prevent you from coming off screens. So he just finds a way to get it, in a bunch of random situations. And I just think those are the hardest guys to scout and scheme for. He had some in transition. He had some on broken plays. He had some where, he just would create something out of nothing. And, that's a credit to his skill level. I know that he really spent a lot of time, working on his skill and being able to manage, great defenders and great defenses. His ability also to get to the free throw line or draw fouls on some of his threes, that can kind of get him going too as well.
I don't know if you would call what he's doing literally playing point guard, but you have given Jaime the ball to bring it up often. And with him having the ball in his hands there with spacers around him, why is this kind of fitting his game so well?
Well, I think anything that gets him downhill and gets him aggressive fits him. We've just had to really clean up our spacing and the decision-making to simplify, things for him. And now just let him loose. Like, he's playing great basketball right now, playing super confident. I want him just to, enjoy this, right now. He's making, the right plays, and he's keeping it pretty simple. Even if he's downhill, he's keeping it simple. If they don't cut him off on one or two spins, he's scoring. If not, he's making the appropriate play in the kick out. And that's a credit to him with a lot of work on that, the playmaking and the film study. And he's been a tremendous boost for that second unit.
You mentioned keeping it simple. How much has Simone kind of simplified his role offensively right now, with just knowing where to be offensively and playing the fast style? What have you liked about his scoring punch?
He has a versatility to his scoring. I've seen it firsthand. When you're the number one option for your country and you have pressure where you have to score 30 a game or you lose, you have to be on, and you have to find ways to score in the margins, because teams are going to scheme against you. So he can spot up, he can play off for the catch, he can play off your better players, but he can also create, in certain circumstances, he can create something when you need a bucket. He can go get one, for you, and we just want him to have the utmost green light you can have. You have to have that if you're going to be in that role, and he has that from the coaching staff, but more importantly, after the first, few preseason games now, everybody on the team understands he has to have that green light to be that kind of ignitable, scorer. If he misses a couple, who cares? Shoot a couple bad ones, because it can go quickly when he gets on a roll.
On that same line, Coach, Simone and Jaime combined for 31 points tonight. How much more can these guys do for this team, especially maybe
I don't know.
off the ball?
We'll find out. That's what the game's, for. But I'll bring, reason, to, our team and what we're trying to accomplish and our improvement every day. But I don't mind them being unreasonable.
Coming off a rough start in preseason and then now this week slowly coming back, and then Friday breaking a franchise record. Now you see today putting up a fight. How do you see the chemistry coming together and how that spark is igniting now in the group?
It's a cool locker room. They enjoy each other. They're having fun right now. And, this league is a tough league. There's nothing wrong with guys really enjoying the game, enjoying each other, enjoying competing. We want our fan base to enjoy this team. There's a lot to be excited about. And hopefully this can just spark and create some momentum. All right, thank you.